RiverBender.com's coverage of today's event is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Midwest Members Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Moore's Home Improvement, honesty, integrity, quality, and value. Brightway Imaging, lower cost exams with transparent pricing. Let Brightway show you a smarter healthcare solution.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
You're here for a specific reason, and I'm here to help you.
I thought you got the house inspected.
I did.
Should have made a home inspection.
What?
There you go. Great coffee, by the way.
Old or new, big or small, you need an inspection. A Madewell home inspection. Your home doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be made well. Call Madewell Inspections at 618-610-5885.
Roberts Motors is proud to say that we've been serving the Alton area for over 68 years. You must be doing something right to be able to say that. Stop by and find out why customers love the experience at Roberts. We pride ourselves in providing our customers all the information they want in an upfront manner, making the process of buying a vehicle easy and surprise-free. High pressure, hidden fees, surprises, not allowed here. Stop by today and let us show you how buying a car is supposed to be. Roberts, the value store since 1949.
Brightway Imaging has been serving the Riverbend's radiology needs for over a decade. Brightway's services include MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, and mammography. Brightway offers a more private and comfortable experience with caring and compassionate techs to guide you through each exam. As an independent imaging center, Brightway Imaging offers lower cost exams with pricing you can understand. Prompt service, convenient parking, knowledgeable staff. Let Brightway show why they are a smarter healthcare solution. Visit us at RiverBender.com.
The experience from the time they walk in the door, from the time they sit in front of a financial service officer, we want their experience to be one that they will remember, one that they will leave and tell their friends about, but one that is hassle-free.
We have their best needs at heart, that we deliver on what we say we're going to do.
And let them know that we're there and that we care outside of your money, we care about your family.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I am not actually speaking it. You do not need to go live. But I just wanted to let you all know the order in which you will hear from folks, who's going to be speaking and when, so that if you have any questions on spelling of names and all of those things, we'll get those out of the way now. First, you're going to hear from Chief Jason Simmons, Jasonsimmons. He's the Alton Police Chief. Then you will hear from Sheriff John Lakin, Johnlakin. He's the Madison County Sheriff. Then you will hear from the Madison County State's Attorney, Tom Gibbons, TomGibbons. Then the Mayor of Godfrey, that's Godfrey, Illinois, Mike McCormick, Mike. M-C-C-O-R-M-I-C-K. Then you will hear from Alton Mayor Brant Walker, B-R-A-N-T, last name W-A-L-K-E-R. At the very end, there will be a brief period of time for questions, and then we will conclude. They have paperwork that they all need to finish and get the reports completed. So I ask that you keep your questions brief. We do have family in the audience, so please be respectful of them and their feelings while questioning.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining me today, all of us. My name is Jason Simmons. I'm the Chief of Police of the Alton Police Department. Today we join together with heavy hearts following the untimely and senseless murder of realtor and Godfrey trustee Eldon Twerp Williams. Our hearts and prayers go out to Miss Williams, the Godfrey Board of Trustees, members of Landmark Realty, and any family or friends impacted by Twerp's death. Twerp was a stakeholder in our community, and we know many people want answers. Yesterday at approximately 11:51 a.m., Alton paramedics responded to a house in the 200 block of West Delmar in Alton to assist with what was described as an unresponsive male. While conducting a medical assessment, the Alton Fire Department paramedics quickly realized that they needed the Alton police to respond. Alton police officers responded to the area and found a male deceased sitting inside of his vehicle. Immediately prior to Alton officers being called to the scene, the Madison County Sheriff's Office had been called to help residents with a report of a male acting suspiciously in the immediate area. While officers were still on the scene, one of the Madison County Sheriff's deputies stopped to offer assistance to Alton police officers. It was quickly determined that the Madison County and Alton cases may be connected. I have commented in the past that human connections and working together make a world of difference in stopping violent crime. Yesterday is another example of how citizens getting involved can lead to a quick resolution in an investigation. Do not hesitate to call us. Don't shrug it off as making a big deal out of nothing. As a community, we need to continue to identify suspicious activity and call the police for assistance when you see something that doesn't sit right. Because of our close relationship with the Madison County Sheriff's Office, the lines of communication are always open, and the deputies felt comfortable stopping to offer assistance. Because we work together, a suspect was quickly identified in this case, and another violent criminal is off the streets. I am proud to report that this afternoon, Alton Police and Madison County detectives met together with Assistant Madison County State's Attorneys, and Donald Marvin Nelson has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted armed robbery, 1 count of criminal trespass to a residence, 1 count of armed violence, 1 count of unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon, and 1 count of possession of a stolen firearm. These are both Alton and Madison County venue cases. Today's charges will not bring back Twerp, and I do not have words to express the amount of sympathy I have for the Williams family. But I hope that these charges can stand as a symbol of commitment between the Alton Police and the Madison County judicial system to bring justice to the families of victims, not only in Alton, but in the Metro East area. We at the Alton Police Department will continue to fortify our relationships with all Metro East police departments so that we can bring swift justice to any victim of a crime in Madison County. I now invite Madison County Sheriff John Lakin to the podium for some remarks.
Thanks, Chief. Again, I stand here today a person who is tied to this case not only through law enforcement, but I knew Twerp through the Village of Godfrey since 1989. Just a wonderful man, didn't know a stranger, And I think in the last two days I've heard more. I apologize, my voice is going. But I think if you talk to people, and I have in the last couple of days, about Twerp, and it was, you know, just a great person. Never met a stranger. Never. He was always a friend. He was always just a very caring person. He was very good for law enforcement and for the sheriff's office. He's dedicated to the village of Godfrey, and I know to his family as well. Again, like Chief Simmons said, the sheriff's office became involved in this case when around 11:35 yesterday morning, a very alert, concerned citizen called reporting a suspicious person in the area that we ultimately found Mr. Williams in. People indicated that an unknown person had entered their residence, acting strangely, and there was some talk about turning a dog loose on him, and he then fled out the door. They made, you know, God bless them for making that phone call and getting involved, because at that point we had 2 or 3 uniformed deputies in the area, and there just happened to be a couple of detectives in unmarked police cars that were in the particular area as well. The uniformed people identified Mr. Nelson. They didn't identify Mr. Nelson at the time. They identified the clothing description, and when he spotted them, he fled on foot. And our deputies were quick to exit their vehicles and get out and foot chase this person, and took him into custody probably around 11:46. So we got the call at 11:35, and we took this person into custody at 11:46. For the charges that the Chief Simmons talked about, the only ones that relate to the Madison County case, and for people that don't understand, Godfrey and Madison County, the Madison County venue of Godfrey, they butt up against one another. So we, like the Chief said, we work very closely together, especially in cases like this. And as he said, that when one of our deputies drove past the house and realized that there was something going on and what we had just encountered, then things started moving forward a little bit. So the 2 charges that relate to the Madison County case would be the armed violence and the criminal trespass to residence. And again, had it not been for those folks doing the right thing and calling, this would have been a little bit tougher case than what it was. That's basically what the sheriff's office involvement was. We did offer our assistance to the Alton Police Department, whatever they needed to bring this to I don't want to say a successful conclusion, but to a conclusion, not only for the citizens of our county and the city, but for the Williams family as well. Then I'll stick around and answer some questions whenever we're done. My condolences again go to the Williams family. Your family member, your father, however Twerp touched your life, he will be certainly missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Sheriff. Every death is a huge loss to family and loved ones, and there's no measure of the pain and loss they'll suffer in the violent death of someone close to them. Every person's life, while equally valuable, has a unique impact on the people and community around them while they're with us. So far-reaching are the shock waves of grief and loss for the death of an individual who spent his lifetime in service to others and to the community. We join the family, loved ones, and friends of Mr. Williams in prayer and mourning. The charges filed today are the product of exceptional and quick police work by the Alton Police Department and Madison County Sheriff's Office, with the extraordinary assistance of local citizens. Reaching out to their local police department, reaching out to the local sheriff's office, they have helped us succeed in quickly bringing this case to a conclusion and to charges. I am proud that members of my Violent Crimes Unit have the honor of serving along and assisting our local investigators as they were in this particular case. And working together this afternoon, we were able to successfully file charges for first-degree murder, attempted armed robbery, criminal trespass to residence, armed violence, unlawful possession of weapon by a felon, and unlawful possession of a stolen firearm. Just for the information of the public and anyone here, the 3 charges of first-degree murder are 3 alternative theories under which we charge 1 death, and it allows us flexibility in the prosecution and trial of the case, allows us an opportunity to present multiple theories to a jury to allow them an opportunity to secure a conviction for first-degree murder. If you have any specific questions about those, I'm happy to answer them. They are simply just 3 alternative ways of getting to the same result. We intend to prosecute this case vigorously. We take violent crime, and most certainly the death by homicide of an individual in Madison County, most seriously, and we will prosecute this to the fullest extent available under law. While we do not have a death penalty in Illinois any longer, we certainly have the ability to remove an individual from the community for the rest of their life and to take their life away in that way, and we intend to do that. The sentencing range in this case, if we successfully prove this was committed by the use of a firearm, is 45 to 85 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections, in addition to the sentences provided for the other charges in addition to homicide. If anyone has any questions, I'm available to answer them at the end, and I'll turn it over to the mayor. Thank you.
I'm Mike McCormick. I'm the mayor of Village of Godfrey. Wasn't going to do this, but Twerp was my friend. And that really set in today. I want to thank Sheriff Lakin, Jake Simmons, State's Attorney's Office for processing this so fastly, and it's going to be an impossible void to fill in the Village of Godfrey. Twerp, I spent time with Twerp almost every day since 2005, and not only is he an elected official with me, he became a really, really close friend. And I'm so sorry for his family. I'm so sorry for the residents of the Village of Godfrey. And his families are in our prayers, and in all the elected officials in the Village of Godfrey. And Twerp is going to be missed. I'm so sorry.
I just want to echo what everybody else says. It is tremendous to see Alton Police Department and Madison County Sheriff's Department working so closely with the community to apprehend this violent coward and get him off of our streets. I really don't know what to say about violent crime. It's horrible. You see how it's got me upset. Sorry. This has been a tremendous loss in our community, the Village of Godfrey. I had an opportunity over the 6 years I've been in office to visit with Twerp and have many conversations, some of them lively at times. He was a fierce advocate for the Village of Godfrey, but we lost a pillar not only in Godfrey but in our entire community. He was one of the finest public servants I've ever had the opportunity to meet, and he spent his life serving the public. His entire life was for public service. He's a tremendous man. He will be missed, I know, tremendously in Godfrey, but we will also miss him in the RiverBend area. And my sincerest thoughts and prayers are with the Williams family. I am so sorry for your loss.
At this time, are there any questions?
Emily Pritchard with KMOB. According to the timeline, it sounds like the suspect was in custody before you were notified of Mr. Williams' body. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. The person was in custody prior to us finding Mr. Williams, correct?
And could you guys answer who found him and Was he inside the car, outside of the car?
He was found inside the car by another person, and I don't want to comment on that at this time.
Any idea why the suspect was in the area at all? Is he connected to the area, or?
He is an Alton resident. We are still looking at talking to other people in the area to determine why he was in that particular area. He resides in another part of town.
Chief, or any of the investigators, can you talk about a possible motive and whether or not the suspect knew Mr. Williams?
So fortunately in Illinois we're not required to prove a motive, but obviously we all try to understand how something as horrible as this happened. I think it's fair to say that that remains undetermined at this point. It is really unclear to us. Certainly you see we have a charge for attempted armed robbery, but I think that there are a lot of questions that remain. There's no reason for us to believe and no facts to support that there was any prior contact between these two, that this may really have just been an awful situation of being in the wrong place at the wrong time and for Mr. Williams running into the wrong person.
And can you talk about what Mr. Williams was doing at the home?
Mr. Williams works for Landmark Realty, and he was checking on a house that was for sale.
Are there any other questions? Armed robbery portion of the charges, is that connected to something that was taken from Mr. Williams or the home that the person had entered earlier? If you could just...
This relates to the interaction between the suspect, the now defendant, and Mr. Williams. It is charged as an attempted. I think that we're still trying to wrap our head around all of the evidence as to that particular point as a possible motive, but I would have to say that that really truly remains undetermined at this point. Is a really unusual set of circumstances.
And as for the suspect inside the home prior to the shooting, they were actually inside someone's house, and that is what the suspicious call was. Is that accurate?
Yes, someone in that area, in that neighborhood, reported that this individual actually entered their home. Unfortunately, they were able to chase him off.
I have for you packets of information that has the actual charging document in it, and I have one of those for each of you. Hopefully that will help you with the questions that you're having. But if you have any other questions for these individuals, we'll do those now, and if not,
Just one more thing I wanted to add that we didn't mention. When the charges were presented today by the detectives from the Alton Police Department, the judge set the bond for the defendant at $5 million.
All right. With that, that will conclude this portion of it, and I will have this information for you. If you give me your business card as well, we'll get the image sent to you digitally as well. Is that door open, Elsie? All right. Thank you all.
Thank
Sorry.
Hi, Natalie.
How are you?
That's all right.
Good to see you.
No problem.
Yeah, it's been a while.
This has got my email on it too for the
Pretty
picture.
sure I have yours, but
Okay.
we'll make sure.
Yeah, thank you.